Today we're going to be talking about the life period 1898 to 1925, which is naturally the first life period on our website. Calder was born in 1898, and it's defined really by his early development. He sculpted since childhood. He was born to artist parents and went to the Art Students League later on, and when he moved to New York City and worked at the National Police Gazette. So all of that really happened during this developmental stage. So we have this great photo here of Calder in California. In 1915, you can see his father's sculpture in the background.
The fountain of energy. Mm-hmm. The curator, Giovanni Candente, made this rather bold assertion that so much of Calder's sense of scale and balance came from his father's work. He used this picture to demonstrate that as things go up, they got lighter, but they also reached more out into space, and you can feel the energy. It's called Fountain of Energy, and that's so much like describing Calder's work. So it's a great picture because of that. He's also looking like he's traveling. He's got his overcoat, he's got a satchel, he's got a bag, he's dressed up, he's got a tie on. Maybe it was around the opening of the fair in February, but that's just speculation. I mean, he's got the big overcoat. You notice anything about the overcoat? That's the same overcoat he wore when he arrived in Berlin.
Oh.
In 1930.
Oh, amazing. Wow.
That same striped overcoat. Isn't that funny?
So while Calder was at the Art Students League, he also started working for the National Police Gazette, his first job as an illustrator. And here we have Seen the Circus with Sandy Calder. A number of these might be featured on the site. These great sort of action drawings.
But what is the Police Gazette? We don't know today what that is. Like that it's this racy newspaper. It was kind of full of jokes, full of absurdity, definitely racy, and it was printed on pink paper. So it was bright pink. Like now it's quite faded, but if you have an original unoxidized copy of it, it's like this bright pink paper that you're reading off of. Is really, really fun. And he did a couple of dozen half pages or illustrations for the Police Gazette. This one's really interesting because it's a document of something we know about him, which is that he went to the circus and illustrated the circus. And the circus at the time, of course, was a higher art form than we know it to be today, right? It wasn't just sort of Vegas pageantry. It was really people performing and doing feats, surprising, amazing feats. So there was cinema, and there was the circus, and there was legitimate theater, and there was music and orchestra. But the circus was one of those arts where people really, it wasn't just to take your kids on a Saturday. It was a place you dress up and go out in the evening to the circus. And he assimilated all of that, and the aesthetic of the circus, the volume of the tent, and all the mechanisms, the mechanics of the circus, all of those things had an effect on his work later in life.
Yeah, he wrote on various occasions about his impressions of the circus, and one of the elements that he emphasized was the vast space of the tent. And he did these drawings as well later on. Or actually, they're in Sarasota, the drawings, when he went there.
But it's 25.
Right. All around this time, yeah, where you really get a sense of, what he was fascinated with the space and the rigging and the action, of it.
Yeah, it's interesting that he followed the circus to Florida, to their winter grounds. Mm-hmm. The circus travels all around in the summer and, the warm seasons because the tent's not heated. So in the winter, they go to Florida and they stay there and they live there and they practice and, create new shows and so forth. And he actually went down to Sarasota to visit there and to sketch amongst the circus, and we have hundreds of drawings, and almost all of them are images of the empty tent, the volumetric space of the tent. And we think about that as a negative space, or even think about it as a solid form, like a sculpture. Mm-hmm. You can see him seeing it as a sculptural element, which is wonderful, really wonderful. Those drawings are exceptional. Mm-hmm. But they're just sketches. They're not like formal, they're not ink formal drawings. They're just him there, like in a way documenting what he's experiencing.